Hello, my name is Michael Johnson, and the reason why I'm here is to tell you a brief introduction about myself and where I come from. Have you ever met anybody while sitting in a restaurant or a library or any other type of school and they could tell you their whole life story in about 5 minutes? Well, we're kind of in that setting today, and I plan on doing that. We'll tell you about my whole life setting in about 5 minutes. So bear with me, here we go. What I plan to do is tell you about 3 important aspects about my particular life. What I'm going to do is tell you briefly about my career before and during the Air Force, my family, my wife and my daughter, and then also about some hobbies of mine, which include my particular hobbies that I like to do in my off time, and also some volunteer work. Now that I've told you a brief outline about what I plan to talk about, let's go ahead and begin this journey with my career. My career started before the Air Force, and what I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about where I grew up. I grew up in Jackson, Tennessee. Both my parents were Marines, mom and dad. I had 2 little sisters, Sarah and Ashley, not Ashley, Lizzie. But anyway, they're both younger than me, and just like normal childhood, we pretty much didn't get along or fought or whatever. But we made the most out of it. And me being the oldest, decided to move on. Well, there's only 2 particular jobs that you could actually do in Tennessee that I thought of. And when I was growing up, most of the time it was either working at the tile plant or make Pringles. Well, I really didn't care to make Pringles or work at a tile plant. So what I decided to do was join the Air Force. Now I joined the Air Force in 1995, August 14th as a matter of fact. Been in for about 14 years now. In my 14 years in the Air Force, I went to school as an electronic and computer technician in Biloxi, Mississippi. From there, I was able to move to Washington, D.C., where I worked with the President and the Secretary of Defense. From there, I moved also to Germany. From Germany, I moved here to Chattanooga, Tennessee. But what's interesting about the Air Force is that I forgot to tell you about the most important part of the Air Force that means the most to me. And since I've told you a little bit about my career, what I forgot to do is tell you about my family and how all of that got started, which will lead me into my next portion, is my family. I have a lovely wife named Kimberly and a daughter named Ashley. Ashley is 9 years old. She'll be 10 in July. And I've been married to my wife Kimberly for about almost 11 years now. We were stationed in Biloxi, Mississippi at Keesler together. It's where we met. She was in the Air Force as well. And then after that, we went on to Maryland, and we've been together ever since with my career in the Air Force. Okay, now that I've told you a little bit about my family and what I surround myself with, what I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about what I do in my spare time. Okay, what I like to do in my spare time, as far as hobbies go, is triathlons. And triathlons do a lot of training. It's pretty much a year-long event. There's a lot of swimming, a lot of biking, also a lot of running that takes place. And when I'm not doing that, I'm either sleeping or working, so it's pretty much an all-day kind of event. The next thing that I like to do, and since I'm in the Air Force, is that we also do a lot of volunteer work. Here lately I've been doing a lot of volunteer work at the Chattanooga Nature Center to help with the red wolves. I've been told that there's only about 300 of these particular wolves in the world, so we're trying to help us stabilize community to help bring these red wolves out of near extinction. Well, I've told you a little bit about myself and where I've come from and my career and stuff like that. And I've given you a brief outline about who I am. Well, let's just go ahead and wrap this up. I hope that you have obtained a better understanding about who I am. I've also told you about my career, my family, and my hobbies. If you have any questions or would like to share in a conversation, or feel free to approach me after the class. Thank you for your time and have a good day.